Oh, that was a nice body kick. I wonder if he's going to go high with that kick eventually. Oh, man. All day. Hello and welcome to the legendary fight series where we break down some of the most iconic, influential fights in striking that changed the game forever. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video, which was Muay Thai versus Karate, go check that out. This is going to be kickboxing versus Muay Thai. This was probably like the biggest fight that made Muay Thai, especially in Western society, it brought Muay Thai forward. So really exciting fight, this one. Similar to the last one, so really quite a lot of important things that we need to cover. Before I do that, so Lawrence Kenshin of Striking Breakdowns has already done a breakdown of this fight. Does a really good job of it. I've watched that multiple times through the years, so I'm going to try my best to obviously keep these opinions as my own, and I'm going to try not to talk about some of the stuff he's talked about, but that naturally there's going to be crossovers, but I will try my best. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. Now, kickboxing versus Muay Thai. Similar situation to last time. So the Thai fighter's flown across, probably didn't know the rule set, probably a jet lag. All of these different things come into force here. So we need to bear that in mind, that this Thai fighter has gone out of their comfort zone. They've travelled across the globe for this fight. It's a televised event, different rule set that they're not used to. When you've had hundreds of fights, then you've got to, adjust your rule set. Not easy. Let's bear that in mind to start with. Next thing we need to talk about is the kickboxer, so Rick Rofus. I'm not going to use names. I'm just going to keep it simple. We got kickboxer, a Thai fighter. So kickboxer is using foot pads, and normally in full contact kickboxing you have foot pads, but then underneath the trousers you have shin guards as well. Kick people in the head with foot pads, it still hurts. Okay, it still hurts. It's not the same as getting kicked to the shin or with like what are they called, instep shin guards, but it does still hurt. Now that is going to play some sort of factor, because there's more cushion for impacts, especially body shots. They're not going to hurt as much because there's shin guards and there's foot pads. Nonetheless, it can give our kickboxer an advantage, because he's not going to be as scared throwing kicks that are a little bit wild, scared he's going to catch a bad part of his foot, etc. So that's really important as well. Now, I think now we need to dive into it. We're going to look at the stances to start with, because it's a really interesting dynamic, and then we'll talk about the fight itself. Not too clear on the rule set, but we'll develop that as we go. So let's crack on, shall we? Box, I think he was 25-0. Don't quote me on that. It's about that. Thai fighter had hundreds of fights before this, by the way. Cool, Evan Bow serving, cool. And we go. So, simple low kick to start with. In and out, very standard kickboxing style. Oh, so that kick right there. So let's go back to this. Now, this is, I think, obviously Thai rules totally different to kickboxing rules. Now, in this exchange, so if we just break this down quickly, yeah. So let me slow this down for you. Yeah, so here, boom, body shot, steps out with the punch. But then, so that kick in Muay Thai would have scored really heavy, because it knocked kickboxer off balance. So if you were a nice body shot, as he stepped out, knocked him off balance, great score. Kickboxing, the kickboxer landed 2 punches, so it's like, Okay, so I mean, this shows the difference in rules. It's the difference in what they're used to. In Muay Thai, you can land 5-6 punches, clean, but they throw one big kick, they score. It's a different rule set. So you can see the kickboxers very sort of, obviously southpaw, front hand, front leg heavy. That's this type of style is. Flicky kicks off the front leg, fast off the front hand. So naturally the Thai fighter is going to want to stop him moving about, jumping about, doing the fancy stuff, and take that leg out. That's going to be the natural progression for this fight. That's going to be the game plan. Yeah, so I mean, Thai fighter seems a bit disorientated at the moment, because it's totally not what he's used to. In Muay Thai, you have a 5-round fight, and each round the tempo increases. If you hear the music in the background, it gets faster as the rounds go on, and you're expected to up your pace as it goes on as well. So it's quite different to what he's used to. Ooh, and I think that spinning back kick, that was a pinnacle moment, I think, in this fight. It was such a big deal. So watch how he sets this up. It's really nice. He steps off to the side. Let's go through this again. Yeah, so he steps across. Nice 1-2, lands flush. Moves out the way of the kick. And then he steps in here. So nice, steps to the outside. Bam. And look how that lands. That is so flush and clean. Boom. Thai fighter is not back. Clearly, disorientated. Looks like he's hurt there. Trying not to keep his hands down, but all of a sudden, he's probably thinking, shit, never seen that. You know, when you've had hundreds of fights and you've never seen that technique before and it lands clean, then you got to switch on. Then it's like, right, this is getting interesting. And then a spinning back fist. So, again, 2 strikes that he's probably never seen before. Now, obviously, this guy's had hundreds of fights, so he's staying composed, he's staying calm, but now he knows the kickboxer's got an arsenal of techniques that he doesn't know about, and so he can't really risk doing some fancy, stupid stuff. He's going to stick to what he knows, staying tight, compact, chopping the leg, basic stuff. Otherwise, he's in danger. Yeah, so I mean, kickboxer right now, clearly feeling good about himself, yeah? Nice, you know, walking through, nice punches and kicks. Nice exchange. Thai fighter caught the leg by mistake. So that right there, I think that was the moment when the Thai fighter realised, doesn't like these leg kicks. Yeah, the way he stepped up, put his arms down, it didn't, clearly it hurt. That is a great indication for the Thai fighter. Like, now he's got his game plan. He knows what he needs to do, because Rick Rofus' style of kickboxer, very front leg heavy. When you blitz and you put a lot of weight in the front leg. And as a Thai fighter, he's going to keep chopping that leg. He's not wearing any foot pads or shin pads. It's going to hurt more, so nice tactic. Yeah, and again, nice long guard to finish. Yeah, so kickbox just moving. Looks like another spinning back kick. Yep. You can see how he steps across to set that up. It's really nice. Because they're both southpaw, naturally no fighter wants to circle into the other one's power side. It's not what you do. And so he's naturally going to be circling off to the right. And that spinning back kick. See how he sort of steps to the side first and then it lands? It's a really nice technique, that. And again, this time, Thai fighter looked more prepared, but it clearly hurt. That was not a nice technique. And another spinning back fist. I mean, obviously, you know, your adrenaline's going. There's a lot of factors, but I personally probably would have faked the spinning, or told him just, you know, fake the spinning back fist, inside crescent kick, something like that. But either way, bam, nice kick. Back fist. See, the Thai fighter expected it. Up, sort of like a long guard frame, and then just cross. Simple stuff. Some nice low kicks there. Clearly hurting him. Ooh, you can see that starting to sting now. So yeah, just chopping away at that leg. Good tactic. Ooh, so yeah, you see this, like that technique happens more and more time. Like Liam Harrison is sick at this. Yes, it's just a round kick into the cross. So let's just go back to that. Yeah, bam. Hand comes down. Like, he's got gravity on his side as well. So he's punching down onto the jaw. Boom, straight through. You know, the Thai fighter can't do it. Totally gone. Legs are totally gone. In that situation, when it happens, you just can't control it. Your legs just go, and it's just like, right, wait for them to come back. A couple of breaths in, try and get the body working. I'm sure the Thai fighter broke his jaw in this fight as well. Like, it just shows how tough these guys are. It's just, yeah, if you're coming over to beat this guy, you know, you're coming to America. Like, the national sport of Thailand is Muay Thai. And so the entire sort of pride of the nation is resting on you. This is a huge deal. And so this guy's not going to go down unless he gets knocked out or brutally injured such that he can't stand up anymore. Like, there's no quitting here. But he's up. He's ready to go. Bleeding, yeah, probably broken jaw. Coach Kickboxer's going to dive in now. Ooh, jeez. Kickboxer looks a bit scrappy, looks a bit excited, but, you know, that's just what happens when you've got someone on the ropes and, you know, they're vulnerable. That's when you take your sort of opportunity. So, So here, 3-2, bam. Oh, and he goes to the kick on the way down as well. Nasty. Most people, after that, they're not getting back up. Thai fighter's like, nope, not today. Up we get. Let's go. Jesus, man. Crazy. Yeah, so, I mean, now he's just got to survive. You know, take your break. Still disorientated. Oof. Wow. So, you see the Thai fighters are just holding on to the ropes. Like, he's doing that to keep himself stable. But he's still going. Wow. Talk about heart, man. Woo, jeez. Big round, big round. Something I forgot to mention that I mentioned in the last series was, back in these days, you couldn't go on YouTube or Google and Google your opponent, let alone the styles themselves. The Thai fighter's at a real disadvantage here because he's not seen any of these techniques before. While Muay Thai wasn't big in the 80s in America, in Europe, all those different things, they had an idea of what was going on. You know, it was round kicks, punches, knees and elbows. Of course, it's way more complex than that. It's a beautiful martial art, but you know, that was like the fundamentals of it. That was like the highest level stuff. And so you've got all these crazy kicks coming at you all of a sudden. You know, you're jet lagged. You've come across the world. You probably learned the rule set a couple hours before. It's such a crazy situation to be in. Don't know what the breaks are. So in Muay Thai, they're quite a bit longer normally. Now they're just trying to bring him back. They're like, yep, give him the water, get him going. Get some of the highlights there. That was such a nice shot, man. Such a nice shot. So they're just walking him up a bit. And they're like, right, let's go. Now they've got to clean up the water because it's so messy. This is another thing that a lot of people don't realise. Even at the highest level, it's mad that, you know, it even happens at the highest level. Sometimes the fighter slips and the other one will take advantage of it and there's nothing you can do. Just something to bear in mind. So the crowd aren't happy. They probably think that they're doing it to get some more time, which they could be, is, you know, good tactic. Rofus looks tired. The kickboxer looks tired, I should say. And we're back. Okay, so let's just go back. Notice how low the kickboxer is in his stance there and how much weight is on that front leg. It was not like that at the start. I don't know whether he's tired, but there's a lot more weight on that front leg this time. Look the way he moves. Lots of weight in the front leg. Oh, and that hurt him. That hurt him, that kick did. Yeah, and that Thai fighter's like just chopped that leg. He's really bouncing about. Yeah, he's really bouncing about now, and now that kick's really hurting him. A lot of the time, kickboxers or you know, bouncy fighters, like, they'll keep bouncing, they'll just bring their legs together a bit. They're just trying to take the sting out of it and forget about it and sort of put the weight closer together. But you can just see now his legs starting to deteriorate, and it does not take a lot of kicks. It really doesn't, especially if you're bouncy like that, if you're using your legs a lot. Nice one too there. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now you can see the kickboxer leg is starting to bend and go. So I'm pretty sure. So Rick Rofus was like I say, full contact kickboxer. Normally, I don't think he, and I'll double check. Normally, they don't kick to the legs. I don't know if his fights he has, but normally they don't. And so, you know, this is a new game to him as well. I think the rules, it was like no clinching, but leg kicks are allowed. So it was like hybrid. It's not a hybrid because clinching is such an integral part of Muay Thai, but they sort of done that to make it a little bit more even, I suppose. So, you know, these leg kicks are really taking their toll, especially when you're bouncing about a lot. You're not used to getting kicked in the leg. Not nice. Just got to wait for him to. That was nasty. Let's see if he changes stance. Another spinning. No, he looked like he was going to line up the spinning back kick, but he just couldn't get the space. And the Thai fighter knows now. Now he's hunting. Bam. Oh my gosh. Oh, is he taking a point off him for that? So, this is something I never knew before I started fighting. So you see when the ref grabs the gloves and does that thing, that if they're just like wiping the dust off, getting the sweat and the dust off, something I never knew before I started fighting. I always wondered why they do it, so yeah, that's why. Oh, and he's just attacking that leg now. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that was a big kick, man. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious what the Thai fighter's game plan is. But the problem is that what's going through Rick Rofus' head, the kickboxer, is he knows his legs are mashed. He knows they're getting mashed, but he can't afford to not do what he's doing. You know, he can't just defend that leg because then the high kick will come in. Once you deteriorate one part of the body, it becomes a point of focus for you and your opponent, and you've got to somehow protect this point at all times and worry about everything else. So you're taking a nasty liver shot, you know, you're tucking in, you're covering the liver up, but then you're exposing the other side, and you've got to think, right, well, which one am I more likely to get hit with and taken down with? And, you know, as well as that, you're tired, everything's hurting. A lot of the times you're like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why am I here? But, you know, you're just fighting, you're not going to give up. So it's just crazy, man. Nice kick there. Such a sick fight, isn't it? Yeah, he's not moving as much anymore. Oh, he circled into that. That really hurt. Yeah. Lovely. So see how the Thai fighter stood him there. That's quite a normal, again, is a normal thing they do in Thailand. I don't know if you've seen the other videos, so I'm just going to repeat myself. I don't know if it's legal to do it in Thailand, but I've got quite a few friends that have fought professionally in Thailand, and they all talk about the fact that when you're on the floor, like, you'll get hit and stuff, and it's fine because the crowd love it. They're buzzing for it. I'd say the Thai fighter just sort of stands on him there. I know everyone's kicking off about it. Guys, yeah, I mean, you know, the guys learned the rule set, and that's just an assumption. The guys learned the rule set probably a couple hours before, probably didn't speak English. They probably didn't give him a proper translator either. So, I know the kickboxer is using that. Oh, you can see where his jaw's mashed as well, the Thai fighter. Can you see underneath it? Oof. That wasn't that hard. His leg's just bad. A lot of tension in this fight in there. So you can see he's limping. See that limping? That's not his stomach, that's his leg. And sometimes that can work against you. So you get that minute to like recompose yourself and calm down. But then naturally your adrenaline drops as well. And then all of a sudden you're like, shit, my leg hurts. So maybe that wasn't a good thing. Maybe you should have just jumped straight in. Who knows? Yeah, it's not the stomp. It's not the stomp. Nope. I don't believe it. Yes, another some discussions. Okay, so another point foul, fine. Doesn't look like it's going to matter. So we're back, we're good. Nice 3-2 from the kickboxer, really nice. I think this is what he needs to do now, is he just needs to make it a bit messy, not allow the Thai fighter the timing to get that low kick in, you know, make it a bit scrappy, stay inside, throw stuff he hasn't thrown before. Now, obviously, the problem with the kickboxer style is that these kicks, they tire you out quickly. When you're tired, you can't move as much. And your leg is so it's all compounding. Bearing in mind, the Thai fighter's jaws, at least I think his jaw is bust right now. He's taking a bunch of punches, concussed, not feeling great. Not much discussion about that. Like, we need to keep in mind that this guy has just been dropped twice. I know he's managed to come back like an absolute warrior and do what he's doing. So now he's winding up that leg kick all day, as he should. Another nice leg kick. Ooh, nice leg. Just a little bit more power in that. Solid fight. So I mean, the only way the Thai fighter is going to win this is by dropping him, just because of the setup. It's just not fair. Oh man, they look so painful. They look so painful. Okay, let's go back a bit. Cool, round 3. Let's do it. Nice lead leg side kick there. Oh. Oh, leg's gone. And so, this is a really important thing with fighting, is that that's all the Thai fighter has done here is kicked his leg. But he's winning. It's not about the flashy stuff. It's about doing the basics really well. It's about having a game plan and sticking to it. Like, it's such an integral part of fighting. Like, your game plan, sticking to it. You know, especially at professional level. When you're an amateur, you don't need as much of a game plan to get in, get the experience of fighting. Some people are amazing at sparring and dreadful at fighting because the nerves get them. When I was a kid, when I was points fighting, 20, 30 fights, I didn't eat. Every day that I fought, I couldn't eat. I couldn't even hold on water. I was so nervous, and I would just lose because of my nerves. And it took me up until I was like, God, 17, 18 to get rid of those. And it wasn't until I started reading books on like mindset training and all these different things that I actually sorted it. It was mad. Oh, that was a nice body kick. That was a nice body kick. I wonder if he's going to go high with that kick eventually. Oh, man. All day. All day. And again, bam. Bam. Up, hands down. Hands down. Go on. Sneak that head kick in. No, you want to. Nice control of the lead leg side kick there. His leg is hurting, man. You can see it. Circling to that side, yeah. Of course. But which side does he circle to? I'm shocked he hasn't swapped into orthodox yet. Jesus, man. So now he's got quite a neutral stance because his leg hurts. Gotta swap soon, bro. Oh, that leg must be throbbing right now. Yeah, it's just gone, man. Just gotta keep chopping that leg now. Nice 1-2. There, he comes over the top with it. It works really well. Just a matter of time now, isn't it? Oh man, yeah, that is so gone. Now we just got to go in and start taking that leg out all day. But, fair play to the kickboxer. Like he's dealing with it, man. That must hurt so much. Just dumps him. So obviously, technically, you know, that throw was decent. He didn't put his leg in the sweep, you're not allowed, but because Kickboxer's leg is so mashed, he can't counterbalance the force, so he's just got to sort of flip with it. Let's go back to that. Yeah, so look at the right leg. Look at the right leg. He's got to flip. He can't push against it because it hurts so much. He just can't go and do a little cartwheel. They're probably going to give the Thai fighter another warning because it's in the USA and they like to be biased. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. Maybe there was. I don't know if clinching of any sort is allowed, so... Oh, yeah, his leg's so gone, man. Oof. Yeah, he's just... not his day, is it? Yeah, he can hardly walk now. Still southpaw, though. He's not going to be walking after this. If you ever watch Uriah Faber versus Aldo, have a look at Faber's leg after the fight. Yeah, surely one more round and be game over. Jesus, man. And The thing is, right, every time he runs and he puts uneven pressure on the leg, it's just making it worse, but he can't do anything else. It's such a shit situation to be in. Yeah, you just got to keep like a side on, like in this situation, you move to orthodox, you try and keep a side on stance. It's so hard. It's so hard. Everything that touches that leg hurts now. I think he's done. I think he's done. Game over. No, bloody hell. So much pride in this. Fair play, man. He's had enough. He's done. Great time for the Thai fighter to kick low and go high, but he doesn't need to. If I was the ref, I would have stopped it. I know this is a huge deal, but I mean, you know, what can he do? What can he possibly do right? Look at him. Bam. That was fine. And I mean, maybe it wasn't. I'm just enjoying this too much. Oh, that's it, man. That's got to be like the throb in his leg right now. Once the adrenaline sort of dumps and he's not going to be able to walk. Yeah, game over, man. Game over. Now that the fight's over as well, he sort of immediately realised how much things hurt. He's like, oh, okay. And that looks like it is it. I mean, I'll be shocked if they get up and keep going again. But yeah, I mean, that fight changed the game. That totally changed the game. And it was such a big deal at the time. Awesome, awesome fight to watch. I absolutely love it so much. And it goes back to simplicity. You don't have to do the fancy stuff. Choose a game plan. Stick with it. That Thai fighter could have stopped after that first second round. He got, you know, dropped twice, nasty shots. Kept going. The heart of Thai fighters is like nothing else. 13 years old, they've had 70 pro fights. You know, they get to 27, 28 years old, they're considered old. You know, they're done with the sport. It's a total different way of living. They live and breathe the stuff. Not like we do as Westerners where, I mean, I own a gym, but it's nowhere near the level of dedication that a Thai fighter has where they, you know, it's 9 in the morning, you go for your run, or even 6 a.m, you go for your run before it gets too warm, you come back, you sleep for a few hours, you do your morning training, you sleep, you train, you know, and that's how they live, that's what they do. Fighting every other week. That's the culture, that's the lifestyle, that's what they do. And they can't be underestimated. It's such an awesome martial art. Don't get me wrong, as is kickboxing, American kickboxing, although it's not as popular, it's an extremely interesting style. I think the closest thing to it these days in high-end fighting is like Wonderboy Thompson, MVP, Raymond Daniels, these sort of fighters. Adesanya, yeah, great example of that. And yeah, I just love it, man. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me for this episode of the Legendary Fight series. If you've enjoyed this, all I ask is that you share it with one friend, one pal. If you're up for it, liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel really helps us out. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.